Alright YouTube, so here we are. We are getting our post set for the foundation or deck that the shed's going to be built on. And here's a little tip that some of you might gain some mileage from, and that's when you're doing your string lines, when you use these masonry stakes that have the holes pre-drilled in them. The nice thing about that is that, one, you can have your string line go to it and you go past the point where you want your 4x4 post in the ground, so your string can be connected to it, but your 2x4 supports that are holding your 4x4 in the ground can be screwed into them too. So it's kind of two birds with one stone. And so I got my helpers over here today. Say hi, guys. Hi. Say hi, Elijah. Come on. They're shy today. But yeah, we're getting her done. We got 3 out of the 4 done. This is the last one we've yet to do. And here's a real handy little tool as well. And that's called a post level. And the nice thing about a post level is it gives you a level bubble on both sides of it, so you know whether or not you've got it in the ground plumb or not. And so once that sets up, yeah, there's water in there right now, it'll seep down, but once that all sets up, then we'll take the bracing off of there. And yeah, we're getting her done. Welcome back, it's Fletch, and yes, I'm working, so if I'm out of breath, you'll understand why. But so here is our deck that we're starting with for the shed. And here's what we were talking about earlier with why a lot of times it's beneficial to just build off the ground on a platform. See down there, we've got maybe like a ½ inch to an inch or so from that corner. Down there we've got about 5 or 6 inches. On this corner we've got about, oh, it looks like maybe 14 or 15 inches. And then on this corner we've got 2 feet, something like that. And so that's one of the advantages of building in this manner, rather than trying to dig into the side of that hill in the grade and trying to get a flat enough surface, because we're going to run power to this, and so we want to be able to run a deep freeze and a extra refrigerator out here in this shed, so that we can take advantage of deer season and sales on meat, things like that. And so there we have it. This is the basics of the deck, and we've got some 3/4 inch OSB that we're going to be putting on there and screwing down on there. And I'm a firm believer in using ceramic coated T25 3 and 3.5 inch framing screws. It's just quicker and easier a lot of times than trying to use a nail gun or even, you know, driving hand nails. Screws, as long as you don't strip them out, will hold very well, quite a bit longer, with the caveat that you don't strip them out. And so right now what we're working on is, as you can see, I just snapped a string line there, and we're putting in the blocks because the blocks add rigidity to it. You can see right there that barely moves compared to, if we come over here and we hit that one, you can see it wobbling there. And so that's the purpose of putting in the blocks, is it adds extra stability. And for the cost of, what, 4 screws for each block, because these are just the chiclets that were left over when we cut our joists to the right length. And so there you have it. And one other thing real quick, in the last segment of the video that I shot, I still had the strings up, and I was showing you that when you have the strings up to run your stake lines out quite a bit past where your corner posts are going to be, and then you can hook your supports up to it. But I didn't really cover how to make sure that the lines that you have are correct. And so what you would do is, if the string lines were still there, is you would measure obviously the string from there to there and make sure you have the same measurement as you would from there to there, and then, you know, again the same thing here, there and there would need to be the same, there and there would need to be the same. Then the last thing you do is you measure from corner to corner. So when I check this to see, because it's really difficult when you're doing this and you're building off the ground, and anyone that's ever built decks will be able to tell you this, because you're dealing with natural building materials that have bends and warps and things in them. So to find out how true your structure is, you measure from corner to corner. So I measure from there to there, and then I measure from there to there, and that will tell you how far off, if at all, your structure is. And this is, you know, a little off. It's always going to be a little off. Occasionally, you know, you'll hit something dead on, but because of the natural bends, warps, and twists in a natural product like wood, it's a lot of times it's easier said than done to get things exactly perfect. And so here in a second we'll get the 3/4 inch OSB on there, and we're going to paint it with Thompson's water seal just to give it a little bit of extra longevity, and then we'll screw it in.